Isolation Nation, welcome back to another social distancing social club. It's Ben Glebe here. It's been a good day. I did a drive-up birthday party. Surprise drive-up birthday party for my girlfriend's sister. It was a perfect kind of birthday party. Didn't have to talk to anybody, touch anybody. Got to leave out a really solid way to get that going. Enjoyed that a great deal. And that was nice. I don't have anything else really to report. I slept 4 hours, so I'm feeling good. For Apocalypse, that's a solid night's sleep for me. I dig it. Mm-hmm. I am excited to introduce now the man who will be getting stoned for the first time in his life this Monday on a very special fundraiser episode of the Social Distancing Social Club. His name is Steve Hofstetter, everybody.
I'm embracing my new lifestyle. No, we'll talk about that later. Me some stuff. We're going to talk about that later. Apparently, everything about me is changing. My hair is changing. My tastes are changing. No, I appreciate that. I also like that Ben was like, yeah, nothing else really new. Yeah, we're not allowed to leave our houses. Nothing's going to be new for anybody.
That's a good point. That's a very solid point.
This is the fact that you had a new thing. I'm like, oh my God, he has a thing. He did a thing. No one's ever done a thing. But anyway, we're happy to have you guys here. Of course, as always, you can watch on our Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, now streaming live on Ben Glebe's Twitter as well. We're going to add mine to that tomorrow. And if you want to support the show, Venmo, top right corner of the screen, as well as you can PayPal at laughfromhome.com, or you could super chat us on YouTube, throw in some Facebook stars. That's a new thing too. And shout out to the front row who has joined us. Got a big old front row this time. If you want to join us on the front row, you can do so at laughfromhome.com. And quick shout out. We've got Ryan, Jessica, Emily, Erica, Dave. By the way, am I pronouncing that right? Well, she's muted, so she can't tell me. But from now on, Erica is, I'm just going to say that because it's got two E's. So fuck it, it's Erica. Dave, Allison, Zara, Morgan, Tony, Carrie. We appreciate you all being here. And then, of course, we have also one of our other hosts. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Bowers, everybody. Chris Bowers.
Hey, woo! Thanks. I'm excited to be here. It's Saturday night, I think, right? It's Saturday, so I'm going to drink a little beer while we do this show, but we're having a good time. Steve, I will say that the best thing to do right before you smoke pot is shave your head because it's going to help with testing. So that was a good move. That was a good move, getting rid of all your hair before you smoke pot for the first time. I'm excited about that. We'll tease that a little bit more during the show. We've got some big guests. A lot of fun's going to happen on Monday. 420 of 420 at 420. We're excited.
I also love how you pretended like you're drinking because it's Saturday. Dude drinks every day.
I feel a little less judged on Saturdays is all I'm saying. Like, this is my best day to drink because nobody judges you on Saturday. So,
by the way, Bowers, I don't want to go to the grocery store, but I'm out of aluminum foil. Could you send me that jacket?
I actually cooked some chicken on this jacket last night. It came out deliciously tender. It was perfect. So.
No wonder it looks like it has splotches. That makes sense. That's the gravy. So.
Exactly.
Bowers, I just have a quick question for you. Was your Hollywood success plan strictly being cast as the funny sidekick in the early part of a movie starring Bruce Willis or Arnold Schwarzenegger in the late 90s? That's done now.
Yeah, well, this was also, I have jeans on with a braided belt, so I'm ready for stand-up in the 80s, too, if I rolled the sleeves up on this thing. But I'm ready to have a good time. Actually, I do want to introduce our comics real quick. Today, we have the very funny Amy Miller. Say hi, Amy. Amy, everybody. Amy Miller. Woo! Pop her in there, and then hey, there's Amy. Good to say, Amy. Say hi. Okay, she's muted, but that's all right. She's back. Oh, there we go.
Guys, sorry.
That's okay.
Not to cause any trouble.
Don't worry about it, Amy. We appreciate it.
You're doing great. And Mike Kaplan is here. The very funny Mike Kaplan. Say hi, Mike, real quick. Mike.
Hey, I was going to do a bit where I pretended that it was muted, but I figured I would just say that instead. Hello.
Awesome. So, Ben, you want to introduce our special guest today?
Absolutely. I will do our. You want game then guest or guest then game? You tell me.
Let's do game then guest. That sounds like a better idea.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the plan. We also have to go over last night's game. Does somebody have that ready? Because you guys threw that on me yesterday like it was my responsibility, and I didn't think we had that assigned. And I'm throwing it right on you now.
Yep, I have some ready. If you go to yesterday's game.
The best answers from Twitter from the last 24 hours, 48 hours. I've lost track. Go ahead, Bowers.
And the overnight game was quarantine a slogan. So I've got a couple I really liked. Carl Lane said, there are so many things money can't buy. For everything else, there's a 100-year-old man making 100 laps in his garden, which is a reference to Steve killing that old guy a couple days ago, which I thought was really good.
Oh, nice. I forgot I killed that guy.
Yeah, remember he killed that old guy? Jeremy Day had two I liked. He said, don't hoard the Charmin, which I thought was good. And
nice.
Home, what happens at home stays at home. But that was good. And
that's awesome.
Ashley Janine had a good one. The few, the proud, the quarantined. I like that one.
Nice.
Shag Nasty had got milk. Where the fuck did you find milk? I like that one. And and then I'm complicated had imagine yourself in an N95. I like that one a lot too. So those are the ones that were my favorite from Twitter. I don't know if you had any, Steve, or any ones you wrote, but those are the ones I came up with.
Yeah, I like Wendy's new slogan. Where's the beef and the customers?
That was good. Ben, did you find one you liked?
No, I didn't check. I already covered that I did not check and or prepare that at all.
Okay.
I already put that on you guys, and you threw it back on me really for no reason, because you already know I did not look.
Well, Airbnbs belong anywhere, can just be belong in one specific place according to the government.
I like that one.
Yeah. BMW, the ultimate driving machine, could just be BMW. No. Like you're not allowed to leave. That's
the ultimate parade machine for someone's surprise birthday party.
Exactly. The ultimate parking machine.
Ben, what's today's game, Ben? What's today's game?
Well, now you got me Googling the best answer from yesterday, so you're really distracting me here. I'll skip it. I also really like Shag Nasty's pizza. It's not delivery. It's, oh, wait, yeah, it is.
How about K Jewelers? Every kiss begins with K, unless you're quarantined by yourself. Sorry, this is my life happening right now.
Every kiss.
No, it just doesn't.
Are you ready to die for this? That's what every kiss begins with. Are you ready? M&M's melts in your mouth, not in your hands. That is also the same slogan for testing. So.
And the last one I will say there is, I'm complicated, so what? Replied with, like a good neighbor, stay the fuck home.
I like that.
Nice.
I think that's pretty solid. Today's game, the one we were playing during the game today, the prize of which will be one copy of all 13 of our host digital albums and a free ticket to our video audience to join us in our front row on a future show of your choice. The game is, tell us about a dumb moment in your life. Doesn't have to be your dumbest, but we want funny stories. So dumbest moment, dumb moment, whatever it might be, something stupid that you did. I host Idiot Test. I know idiotic moments when I see them. I will be judging this along with our comedians, our celebrity guests, and our co-hosts. So please submit your best dumb moments. Bowers already had one this show, really a couple, because he also chose answers that weren't as funny from the same people that submitted better ones. He's struggling today.
Can I throw one more in? Because Verizon's Can You Hear Me Now? It's the same slogan. It's just now the slogan for Zoom. So.
I love it. Okay, so it is now time to introduce our celebrity guest for today's episode. He is a very, very funny man. You've seen his stand-up on places like Conan. You've seen him recently on Lights Out with David Spade. You can check out his comedy special on Comedy Central. Bill Burr presents Ian Talk. He's been a writer on Blackish and Crashing. Give it up for Ian Edwards, everybody.
I'm a celebrity, y'all. I'm a celebrity. Just relax. Yeah. Calm the fuck down.
It is true though, because like Ben, we even asked Ian this before the show, because we were like, how do you want to be introduced? Because so many comics have like the one credit that they lean on, and like Ian's done so many different things. We're just like, what do you prefer now? Like I
Right.
feel like Ian is kind of like just ubiquitous.
I just like all of them, man. Just say all of them, you know.
Yeah, if we could just spend the rest of the show reading Ian's IMDb, I think that would be productive.
I agree.
Yeah.
And if
What do you like better, Ian?
and if anything's
you
missing,
like-
just I'll let you know.
Perfect. What do you like better, writing or performing?
It goes back and forth. Right now, nothing. I mean, damn.
The fuck was that?
I know somebody didn't like my answer, and I didn't even answer yet.
Yeah, that was Rachel. She was trying to pronounce Ian's answer.
Somebody doesn't
I
like
don't
me
think your
talking.
answer. I mean, I didn't like your answer either because you said it goes back and forth. That is not how you answer a "which do you prefer" question. Obviously, when you're doing one, you're digging it. If you had to choose, which one do you like better?
You want my answer or your answer?
It's like the idea that like if Ian ever played a Would You Rather, he would just go, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Love it.
No, because at one point I enjoyed writing, and then right before this virus thing, I quit writing to make less money doing stand-up. So obviously I love stand-up.
Yeah, and what timing on that too?
Yeah,
because because really right now, I mean, it's impossible to write and submit things by email, but live performance is really going great.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
why, yeah.
Well, I think he's actually, you're going to be quicker to make money doing live stand-up comedy right now than you are writing for a show that needs to be produced for a year and a half. I mean, like, I know obviously just the production level, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know how much we're going to get live TV, or not live, but fresh TV very soon. I think that live comedy has a better chance of progressing quicker.
And I would actually trust Bowers on this, because that jacket does get a television broadcast signal. So
I also love how Bowers knows he's going to be attacked for his answers, so he builds his rebuttals into his statements. He literally goes like, I don't know, I think right now sounds better on account of the fact that all the shows are gone. And if you don't agree, I really believe so. So also there's more gigs you could do, and also there's other reasons. Let me finish. Let's see my reason.
Well, I've been on a show with you for 4 weeks, Ben. So now I have to fucking think what Ben's going to yell at me for every time I talk, and I try to build that into my answer so that and still doesn't work. Still, you attack me for fucking getting what Ben's going to bitch about from the very beginning. So I guess I don't know.
I wasn't going to attack his answer, but in fairness, I'm getting sunburnt from that jacket, so I'm distracted.
Bowers looks like he sells celebrity sex tapes.
That they don't know he recorded from the window.
Exactly.
Oh, damn.
In this jacket, they would know if I was recording. They would see a flash. Like, someone's out there. I don't know what's going on.
Also, it would probably interfere with the recording, which would be a problem too.
Yeah, he's the light. He's the light and the bounce board. He's everything.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, you got 5 minutes left of the club, so someone just holds up Bowers.
Bowers, yeah. Like you
The
could.
best
Bowers,
part of Bauer's jackets is that he wears those ostensibly because he thinks it makes him classy. Do you not hear these shows?
I can't make fun of that though, because I chose to do this to myself as well, and I can't just put this in the laundry at the end of the day.
But Steve, you couldn't see that before you did it.
yeah.
Oh, that's actually a very good point.
And Steve.
If I had tried this on, I probably wouldn't have kept it.
Right,
Exactly. And Bowers can't put that in the laundry. It'll fucking clog the whole machine.
This shit's dry clean only for sure. There's no dry cleaners, but at least I'm not sweating because I'm only wearing it an hour a day in my apartment. I will know what I will say. Yes.
How does it feel wearing a step and repeat?
Oh my God, Bowers, it's gonna be tough taking It's gonna be tough taking pictures for the show in front of yourself.
Exactly.
Like, how do we do that for the promo?
And also that is the instructions that Steve and I give to ourselves for how we treat Bowers before each show begins. In our heads, we're like, step and repeat, step and repeat.
Yeah, my dad will not watch because you guys are too mean to me. I think it's funny, but my dad's like, those guys are dicks. I'm like, no, it's the point. We're having a good time.
No,
Ben's
he's
my friend, kind of. You know, like I feel like.
So we all hit each other.
no, he's like, we're dicks.
I bet Josh Wolf called me a sunburnt toe. Like we all get shit on. That's part of the part of the fun.
We all get shit on, and in fairness, I've never liked Bauer's dad. Never met him, don't like him.
Well, you can say that because you know he's not watching, so we can say whatever we want about Bauer's dad now.
Exactly right. Plus, I love that Bauer still buys whatever new excuse his parents come up with for not watching his stuff.
Yeah, for a while it was like, oh, we don't get cable, and you're like, but this is on the internet, and they're like, well, the Wi-Fi's out. You're like, I'll fix your Wi-Fi, and they're like, well, they're mean.
Yeah. Every show I've ever had, my parents' cars were both broken down at the same time. It's been so weird. It's just such a weird thing with our family. Bad luck with cars, you know. It's fucking terrible.
It's hilarious.
Rachel, we got anything coming in on the chat?
Hey, yeah, we sure do. We've got
Rachel, Queen Rachel. Hello. We always forget to introduce Queen Rachel. Hello, Queen Rachel.
Hi, Ben. Good to see everybody.
Hi,
we had
Queen Rachel.
Hi, Ian. Love you.
I felt like you didn't mean that, by the way.
I didn't.
No. The part about Rachel saying it's good to see everybody. I felt like.
No, it is good to see everybody. I've got Jordan, super chat, $5. He said, haha, are you folks comedians or just people who can't get a good haircut lately? Thanks again. Keep the smiles going. Hashtag lasagna. It's the most random.
There's a lot of things going on in that.
A lot going on.
There's almost as much going on in that comment as there is in Bowers' jacket. Like that was.
Hey, I'm on brand. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I got a question, Rachel. Why is your eyebrows on fleek right now? This is 4 weeks.
They're tattooed.
How are you doing that?
They're
okay.
tattooed.
No, Ian, you got to understand that now that everyone wears a mask, the eyebrows are the abs. That's like the best part of it.
Okay.
So now they're gonna be like, my eyes are down. Eyes are down here, Dick. That's what they're gonna say.
So
That's why I did this. What?
Yeah.
They
Are
look
they really
perfect.
tattooed?
No.
No, they're just good.
And if they're tattooed, are you worried that they might slip and make you constantly surprised?
I'm going to show you guys how old I am. I'm going to push up my eyebrows now and show you what I have to do to prep before each show. Just take a look at these puppies.
We can't.
I mean, I got hairs just flying above my own eyebrows. It's not the way it's supposed to be. It's not as funny as I expected. I'm sorry.
No, that was it was exactly as funny as I expected. But.
Steve, ever since your haircut, I'm just trying my best to occasionally take a physical appearance joke, so it's not all on you.
No, I appreciate that, but at the same time, talking about how like you have like, oh, your eyebrows are all over the place. Be like, some of us don't even have hair. Okay, so be a little more sensitive. My hair is bothering me. Be like, I would love to just sew those eyebrows back on right now.
Listen,
man.
man.
It's that 180-pound comic that has a whole bit about how fat he is. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. You gained 8 pounds in college. About how fat you are, you dick.
I've seen shows like that when a comic who thinks he's fat goes on and there's a bunch of fat jokes, and then a really fat comic comes on after him. But now fat jokes are gone.
But the favorite thing I ever saw was Drew Lynch, who's a very funny comic who has a stutter, was on American's Got Talent. He did a showcase at the Improv once, and then a comic, like 2 comics after, who didn't watch his set, has a bit where he has a fake stutter. And now he was fucking the devil. Like everyone turned on him and like, you were the most awful person. Like, it was hilarious. He had no idea.
That is amazing.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So fuck that guy. But it was very funny.
Yeah. I just like watching the racist version of Steve Hostetler stare at me through my camera.
All as long as I've known you, all right? Don't give me shit for it.
I can tell this story because I grew up with a severe stutter myself, but on a celebrity episode of Idiot Test years ago, my stutter came back right there. Tiffany Haddish was on against Drew Lynch, and Tiffany, all show was of course going, she ready. And then before our head-to-head round, it was Tiffany against Drew, and I said, contestants, are you prepared for your final head-to-head question? And Drew goes, he ready. Amazing.
Very funny. Speaking of great comics, are we ready for a funny comic? Are we ready for a funny comic? Are we ready for our first
Yes,
comic
let's do it.
Yeah. Are you ready? All right, coming stage now. You're going to love her. She's actually one of the Martin Grant winners. So Helping Shoulders Grant is what we're raising money for on this show. We give out $1,000 grants to comics that have lost money during the pandemic. And Amy's one of our winners of that. So she's seen her on Comedy Central, Last Comic Standing. She has a podcast called Who's Your God? Give her Amy Miller, everybody. Amy Miller. Woo!
Woo! Guys, thank you so much. Thanks for the money. I was so really fucking smart and decided to pour all of 2020 into touring. Oh, this is fun, guys. I really appreciate you having me. I'm just like, what a gift to have a bra and makeup on again. Because it's a lot of shit to hoist these puppies up every day, and I haven't done it for like 3 weeks, so I think they're getting heavier. I'm excited. I am excited to tour again, but I'm a little bit worried, honestly, that the quarantine will like set back the Me Too movement. Like, as a lady, been really grateful for it. Problem is, I also headline, and I'm just worried that when I get back to comedy, live comedy, I'll be so happy to see other comedians that like, I'm gonna honk some dongs, and that's not okay. Not supposed to honk dongs without consent. It's not cool to get your dong honked by the person you're opening for. But I'm so worried I'm gonna go on full creep mode. Like, I worry that when I meet like my openers, I'm gonna start saying stuff like, come give mama a kiss on the nipple, and it's not okay. When our sweet comedy club servers, we miss them so much, we appreciate you, but like when I'm back, like it's not cool if the server comes into the green room and you say, can I have a side of ranch and a scoop of your nuts? It's not cool. No, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I wish I could honk a dong right now. I'm a pretty good person. I think I am, but we've all been getting in our heads in quarantine, and like I think I've settled on spiritually, like I guess I'm agnostic, and agnostic means different things to different people. To me, it means I don't believe in God. I don't, but please don't tell him I said that, okay? Because I'm still scared every day. I really feel for people who have kids in quarantine. Like, I don't know how I would do that right now. Like, I start drinking now at 5 p.m. If I had a child in here with me, I would actively be making another stand-up comedian, and we don't need that. And I don't have kids on purpose, but not for like, I have friends who don't have kids on purpose that are like, I just want to travel, I want to like sleep in, party. I'm like, that's cool. Different stuff for me. I don't have kids because they come out of your body and turn into fucking people. Did you encounter any people today? Like, how many did you see? How many were you like, that's a good one? Like, I love kids, and you guys are all really nice. I'm sure, I'd love to be any of your mommies. But I don't know. It just feels like a gamble. Like, I've never caught myself looking around at an airport like, man, that dude's so awesome. I wish he came out of my pussy and lived with me for a long time. It just doesn't interest me. But I love kids. Okay, so much. Kids love me, and like we need women in our 30s that don't have our own children. Like when we were still traveling, do you know how many babies I would just hold on airplanes while people got drunk? Like I was drunk too, but all the babies. I would just smell their little fucking heads, I'm like, oh, it's been an hour. Is it too soon to kiss him on the lips. I don't know. That was a joke that worked better before a virus. I like being an aunt. Like, that's my shit. It's not the same. I wouldn't say that. I'm not a psycho. Like, being an aunt is cool because it's different. Because I'm always like, I would kill for these kids. And then I'm like, this got a little bit hard. Here's your kid back. Okay? Due in 6 weeks. Please don't call. You always FaceTime when I'm naked. I don't know why. Nieces and nephews just always know when you're at your darkest. I see their sweet little face. I'm like, there's Coke in my nose. I can't pick up. Great baseball game, Jackson. That one's too real. For me, even, I love babies so much too. Like, if you're in quarantine, still putting pictures of your babies online, thank you so much. I will always click like. Keep them coming. But I have some notes, okay? Do you guys feel like some people are putting their newborns on Instagram before they're all the way cooked? You guys seen these crusty fucking babies just going online like one eye open? They're like wet but dry at the same time. How do you do that? Sticky, you know, and they're all wearing that same fucking poser beanie. We're like, get a new hat, bro. We've seen this one, you know. It just feels really private to me. Like, I want to celebrate. If my friends want kids, I love that, you know, but I'm just like, Jesus Christ, Amber, that was just inside of you. Can you just wipe it down a little bit before you show everybody? I can't imagine a kid likes that later too. Like, is there some 8-year-old that's like, oh, cool, mom. So glad the first time all your friends saw me, all the veins in my head were visible. That's pretty tight. I just think, like, if your baby announcement looks kind of like a Christian right billboard, you should probably wait a few weeks. Let it simmer. You guys are nice. That doesn't work in many parts of the real world, especially in the middle parts. I don't know, man. I just can't. Being an aunt, like, it's so fun, but kids just say the fucking most fucked up stuff. Like, every time I have a 6-year-old niece, and every time I go home to visit, she makes a point of telling me that she's still not sure if I'm a grown-up or a kid. And I asked her why, and she was like, well, I mean, you definitely look like a grown-up. All right, a little bit cunty, not the answer I was looking for. You know, out here trying to get commercial roles. She said, you definitely look like a grown-up, but you're just not, like, awake in the morning when grown-ups are awake. I was like, if I'm not a grown-up, why'd they let me have all those adult beverages last night, you little bitch? Get out of my room. No, I know it's your room, but I'm just staying here for a few weeks. What's so funny is, I think I'm probably almost done. Should I do one more joke? I don't know what 5 minutes feels like in real life or at home. Before this all happened, I was the dumbest fucking thing. I was like, I want to go on a vacation by myself, just get a cabin and, like, stay inside and watch movies and write and shit. I paid for that like a month ago. I decided to go on a solo vacation. I don't know if you guys have done this, but oopsies, forgot I was a woman. Very terrifying to go to the desert by yourself. Turned into a 3-day panic attack for me. I got to this Airbnb and a guy shows up to show me around. His name is Frank. He's actively holding and drinking a Bud Light. He's got 4 teeth total. Not going to tell you where. Just kidding. They were all on the bottom. Don't see that very much. Frank's showing me the cabin and he goes, hey, just like a little quirk. This cabin's kind of old. It's kind of quirky. And just a little quirk is that it doesn't lock. So when you're in there, it's not going to be locked. when you're gone, your stuff's gonna be there unlocked. So it's just like I'm like, oh, fun little quirk. Okay, do you want to go on like a quirky walk alone through the desert with a shovel? What are you doing? And I think because I was so afraid, I ended up staying one night, and I was so afraid that I slept with all of my devices in the bed, like, you know, iPad, laptop, Kindle, phone, vibrator. You guys know how vacation goes. So I like went to sleep in a murder shack, woke up in a Radio Shack. I don't know. I left early, and I left Frank a very nice Airbnb review because I'm classy. You know, I don't want him to lose his side hustle because he has a murder cabin. He left me not a great review. He said she should have told us she was leaving early so that we could lock up the gate behind her. Oh, so you guys have heard of locks now. Interesting, Frank. Thank you guys so much for having me. This has been really fun.
Amy Miller, everybody. Nice work.
One of the first winners of the Friendly Shoulder for the Martin Foundation that you guys have supported through this show. And we appreciate that. If you want to throw some tips, of course, the tip jar is open. You can Venmo at top right of the screen. You can PayPal at laughfromhome.com, or you can super chat. We appreciate that. Also, Amy, just a heads up, Honking Dongs is my band name. We're doing a special show here on Tuesday.
Oh no.
So no, it's not. But that is definitely like a 90s metal band name. That's a fantastic. Oh, the Honking Dongs are playing at the Whiskey. We got to go see them. That's awesome.
I don't think it's considered sexual harassment if you make a honking noise when you do it. I'm pretty sure you get a pass.
Still totally is. Still totally is.
Oh no.
However, if the person you do it to makes the honking noise, that means they're into it. Like there's no one, like if you grab someone's dick and they go honk, like they're not upset.
Yeah. They go honk a honk
in that moment.
But they say
unless
honk
they're
a
in a car.
They liked it.
Yeah.
I'll hand them cash when I do it. So there's
Cash. That's nice of you.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's what Weinstein got convicted of. So
sounds
he
like
was honking his own dong right into a plant. That was not.
sounds like all Amy's openers are strippers.
It's in a writer, Ian. Now that she's a headliner, it's in a writer that her opener has to be a stripper. That's how it works. Get some power.
No, they give me the hot ones. You know, when you're a booker and you have a woman headline, and you got to balance it out with 3 to 5 men before her. So there's so many guns to honk. It's crazy.
I mean, that's ridiculous. We I mean, with this show, there's not too much male energy on this show ever.
I felt weird having you guys in my bedroom. There's so much male energy.
I felt weird when you honked my dong through the computer, but you know, nobody complained. Rachel, what do we got tip-wise? What's coming in?
Yeah, so we've got a comment from Brett Steinbook said, Amy Miller can sexually harass me anytime.
Oh, send some pics.
We've got
me.
We've got a tip from Razor, $5, and said, Amy's new show coming this 2021 on Netflix, Celebrity Dong Honker with Amy Miller, episode 1. Steve, Ben, and Chris with guest honker Queen Rachel.
Hey,
this guy's got some ideas. We're pitching this.
Oh, I think you just missed Amy's response there. Amy, care to say that again?
I said, where are the celebs in this scenario?
Damn.
That was me. But fair.
You know, I think Bowers' dad is right.
But fair.
I think Bowers' dad is starting to make a lot of sense.
Let me just say, just because of that, while we read your tip, I'm going to have a little snack, just a little tasty snack, some string cheese. I love me some string cheese, you know?
You actually string it?
I do string it. But the reason I do that is because I really try hard to avoid eating the face.
No.
Does it have a dong? Does it have a dong? Is that what that is, Ben? Does that have a dong? Is she gonna
just bite that shit off?
When you started doing the string cheese thing, I was like, I guess this is kind of a reference to the cheese thing that we had a week ago, but like, I don't quite see where this is go. Oh, it's got a penis. I get it. All right.
Now, what's funny is Ben had that cheese made up before this show even started. So I don't know why he had to use the dick on it to begin with. But I'm glad that Amy's material slid into that so he could make this a reference.
Don't say slid. Come on, Chris.
Yeah.
My bad.
Rachel, what else we got?
We have a lot coming in. So we got Chris Jacobs tipped $5. Tips for Amy, laugh my ass off.
Oh,
We've
thanks,
got
Chris.
Angela Adkins tipped $10 on Venmo for Amy. From one late morning sleeper aunt to another. Great set.
Thanks.
Jessica in our live audience tipped $25. Amy, thanks.
Awesome.
We had an earlier super chat come in from Jessica in our live audience. $2. Tweezers for Ben.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nice.
We had a couple Venmos general come in. Lisette Kohlers, this isn't much. She gave $10 and said, but please give this to the comedy that needs it the most. Love, one of Steve's fans.
Well, thank you. And so
Rach.
clearly that's going to Bowers.
Yeah.
Hey, Rach, was the tweezers comment for Ben for his eyebrows or for dick honking? I'm not sure. Confused. I'm confused.
Yeah, it depends on when it came in. Oh.
All 8 of those jackets for $40. So anything you can do to tip to replenish that would be great.
And the last Venmo that I have, Savannah Martin, $5 and said, first and foremost, Bowers looks great.
Savannah coming to Bowers' defense again. Nicely done, Savannah.
I love me Savannah. Thanks every show. Savannah's the only person who got my back, and I fucking love her for it. Thank you, Savannah.
Well,
appreciate
I
it.
sincerely hope that, the people that support you, Bowers, seem to not have any kind of education. I hope one day Savannah Martin does graduate.
Yeah.
I think she's graduated.
Yeah, she has graduated. And also, by the way, don't make fun of the idea of someone failing while drinking from the mug of the presidential campaign that didn't work. Like that's Look, I helped with the campaign. My fault also. I just walked Bowers.
That one was rough, Steve. That one was a little rough. I don't know how he's going to come back from that. Wipe his tears with the. Let me.
I would do the same, but I didn't keep any of the stuff, so I don't have it.
Well, it's good that it failed. Luckily, we got the sharpest person possible to take the reins and lead us into this very important election. Oh, wait.
Look, I wanted to succeed, obviously, but it was just bad timing on that mug, man.
This is my idiot test mug right here that it has its own idiot test built in this side up. Or do you go this way? It's hard to know what to do with it. This is my gift to the cast and crew one year.
That is awesome.
Funny.
That's a good mug.
Thank you so much.
That show was also canceled.
Wow.
I'm kidding. He had 4 seasons of a TV show I cannot make fun of. I had 1. It's that.
So Ian, right? I want to know what it's like to be in a writer's room of like a big, because you've written on some great big shows. Like, is there a point when, like, because I've been in a comedy writing circle, I've never been in a writing room. Is there a point where like someone says a joke and it's so good that everyone stands up and runs around or is excited? Like when a great joke happens in a writer's room, you guys. I'm just saying, like, do you get excited, or is it like, oh, that's good, or you're like, oh, that's it, we did it, like everybody's excited, high five?
Wait,
like,
Ian, before you answer this seriously, could you please yes and that as much as possible?
I'm just. It's just one of the dumbest questions I've ever heard in my life. But besides that, but you know what though? Even though it is dumb, there is a scenario where that would happen, where say we're there at 1:00 and everybody's trying to think of one idea that could end the reason why we're there. We need one joke to like finish this rewrite. Everybody's exhausted and everybody's tired. And if somebody did say something that killed and was perfect, then you'd get up and run around the room, but then also run out the room and go home.
So the answer is yes. That does happen. Yes.
Never happened.
The answer to my question was yes. Oh, never happened.
No, but that would be the only scenario. Yeah.
Gotcha. So this it's just business as usual. I mean, because I watch shows sometimes where like those, when you watch the show and it's so funny, you have to pause it, and you laugh for a while, and then you rewind and watch the line again. I don't know if other people do that. I do that when I watch shows that have great lines, and I just didn't know when someone writes one of those lines, how does it feel?
No, a writer's room is like this. Like just everybody, like right now we're making fun of your jacket and Ben Glebe's failed presidential cup, right? But whatever the topic it is, everybody's just going in on that topic and we're just putting it in the script. So it's just like this, a conversation like this, but we're just getting paid for it.
Yeah.
I just want to make clear that
we're glad that you guys have nothing to make fun of me about. I'm just really glad that there's no way to make fun of me for something.
Plus, you are right. I did have a TV show canceled after 210 incredibly successful 4 seasons, but I will always cherish my piece of memorabilia from Steve Hofstadter's season of Laughs, the only piece of memorabilia they actually created. What is this here? You guys really went all out.
Well,
really,
the show went 3 seasons. It went 3 seasons.
And not to be a dick, Ben, but there was memorabilia. If you check it, I have a Laughs Louisville Slugger bat from the Laughs show. That's their logo right there that I have in my house. So I've got some memorabilia.
That's crazy that you have the bat, yet you can never hit your jokes out of the park.
That's why, Ben, that's actually why there's laughs on the bat. Just so.
I just heard my dad turn off the show. I just heard my dad turn it off right now. From Florida, I heard him click it off. I don't even know.
Wait, hold on. Can I do an impression of Bowers' dad real quick?
Yes.
Are you saying Bauer's dad is black? Or what are you saying?
He has that jacket.
Right?
Was that an impression of the inside of Bauer's jacket?
All right. Should we catch up a little bit more on the comments?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
That would be great. We had another tip for Amy come in. So Brett tipped $10 and said, for Amy, feel free to PM me.
Ooh.
Damn.
He's in our YouTube chat.
The P in that stands for private.
Why is it that it shifted from DM to PM? I never got on board. I stick with DM.
DM is Instagram because that's what they call direct
Twitter.
Message.
And Instagram is PM. But come on, you don't have to innovate that. Just call it private message.
Depends who you are. This guy's probably white, if I have to guess.
And it is true because he was both private and direct, so it's hard to.
Ian, do you call it PM or DM?
DM, all of it. All DM.
Always.
Even a regular text. Even a regular text is a DM.
That's how cool Ian is. Yeah, it's all DM.
It's all DM.
I will say though, by the way, how cool Ian is. So Ian, I don't know if you still do this joke, but he used to do a joke about how bad the word fuckboy is, like how bad it is to call another guy fuckboy. And the first time I heard you do that joke, I had never heard the word fuckboy before. Like when you started doing that joke, it was not like a common thing. And then when I started hearing people call other people fuckboy, I'm like, oh, that's the thing Ian was talking about. And then it became a thing like snowflake. But like you were way ahead of the curve on that one.
Steve, you hadn't been called it, but people had for sure said it about you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Also,
because my head looks like a dick.
Also, Ian is.
This was a while back. I know they've said it since.
Of course, you never heard "fuck boy." People don't say it around the people that they are. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. That's a solid
and also,
Ian, thanks, Bowers.
It's pretty cool, but Steve also learned the hip terms awesome and radical from watching people's comedy sets. So it's not exactly
right.
Great barometer.
Yeah, but that was your set and you were like, hey, this is radical because that's
I was the first guy to say grower, not a shower. I wasn't, but I'm impressed by that guy. I wish I knew that guy's name because he's a hero. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, they don't say it about you.
Oh, I'm
Like,
not
to
neither
you.
a grower. I'm
No,
not
I'm
a
saying
grower
to
nor
you.
a shower.
I was trying to call
neither.
back from before. I'm sorry.
I'm mailing this
distra-
to your house, Bowers. I'm mailing this to your house, okay?
He's mailing you. That is a severed chinus. Is what that is.
Chinus.
I was trying to give Ian a compliment. I was saying he was ahead of the curve, and then the word was everywhere. So.
I mean, it's a compliment to you that you never heard the word fuckboy before that. That means nobody was calling you fuckboy. Because normally when somebody hears that, it's because they're being called a fuckboy.
I appreciate that. The only time I've ever been called a fuckboy to my face was when there was a girl I matched with on an app, and she wanted me, like, and I said, I was like, oh, let's go get ice cream. And she was like, oh, you don't want to go get dinner? I was like, well, I already ate, so let's get some ice cream. She's like, oh, you're not gonna take me to dinner? I was like, what's wrong with just getting ice cream? She's like, what are you, a fuckboy? I'm like, I don't think I understand what this term means now.
Means people who like ice cream.
Exactly. The problem was the flavor I chose, really.
Well,
it would have been
wrong
funny.
with being a fuckboy?
It would have been funny if you just thought for a long time that being a fuckboy is somebody who just liked ice cream.
I would have. If I hadn't seen your set already, I'd just been like, and then what would have happened is, like, I would have had, like, my nephew would have been like, hey, Uncle Steve, can we get ice cream? I'd be like, what are you, a fuckboy?
Fuckboy,
like,
yeah. Yeah. Like, look at those fuckboys in that ice cream store right there.
Yeah. Driving past the ice cream man, every time you hear that, like, you're like, fuckboy theme song.
Fuckboy theme song.
You know who was a huge fuckboy is Cold Stone Steve Austin. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Cold Stone Steve Austin is an enormous fuckboy. Cold Stone Stunner from the top row. It's actually what it is when you get that ice cream headache. That's actually called the Cold Stone
Cold
Stunner.
Stone. Yeah. Ben and Jerry's.
Explain to me, what is the negative of being a fuckboy? Why is that a pejorative term?
There is no negative. Like, I'm a guy. I don't care if somebody calls me that, but it used to be negative in a different way back then. But they changed the meaning of it. So now it's like, all right, that's no big deal.
I think if a girl only wants to use me for my body, that's an incredible compliment.
I'm here to service.
Yeah. I don't care if you call me after. I don't care if you take me seriously.
Yeah.
I can go on record and say that no one has ever used me for my body once in my whole life. That's never been a thing for me ever.
Well,
I'm not sure you need to go on record for that.
That's not true. Restaurants do all the time. Oh, he liked it.
Oh, God damn it. My dad's going to send you such a hate email, Ian. God damn it. That was good. That was a good burn. I like that one.
I love how after Bowers said that, literally all three of us jumped in at the exact same time, praying we could get the joke in next.
The best one in. And by the way, Ian, you're going to get a very hateful email from Bowers' dad. He's going to be like, look, from one black man to another.
I know, right?
Mine was not nearly as good. Mine was just going to be like, they can't use you for your body because it's hard to unwrap it from all that tinfoil.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, I love the fact that Bowers thought he had to clarify that.
Good show.
I'm going to say, Ian's joke was the best of the three. So nice work, Ian. That's why you're our celebrity guest.
But that's why he's in the writer's room, and we're here on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and Ben's Twitter.
Are we ready for another comic? Are we ready for our second comic of the night? All right. So first of all, Amy, before we get out of here with you, I'd like to hear where can we find you, Amy? Give us some plugs. Where can we see you? Tell us about your podcast.
My podcast is called Who's Your God? On Instagram, I'm just Amy Miller Comedy. If you want to PM or DM me there. Twitter's just Amy Miller and amymillercomedy.com. I have some merch for sale there. I don't know. I'm easy to find. Just put your safe search on because there's a porn star named Amy Miller. And or don't, and you'll have a good time. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. One more time,
Thank you,
Amy Miller.
Amy.
Amy Miller.
Amy Miller.
Thanks so much. All right, come to the stage next. Oh my God, we have a great show today. I'm excited about all the comics, everything going on. This guy, you've seen him on Conan and Corden and Seth Meyers and Letterman. He's been on America's Got Talent. He has a 1 hour special on Amazon called Small, Dork, and Handsome. He has a new album coming out May 8th called AKA. They're very funny. Mike Kaplan, everybody. Mike Kaplan. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure and an honor to hear people and see people. I was supposed to be in Wisconsin tonight, so thank you, pandemic. And I want to say that, I mean, what a wonderful set from Amy. Amy, so funny. Ian's, everybody here is so funny. Amy won the grant, so I just want to let you know that you shouldn't have been tipping her. You should be tipping me because I did not win any grants. So please don't take your money back from Amy. I'm glad that she has it. And any moment that I say something that you don't like, please do tip her more in memory. But I do want to get serious for just a minute because there's been so much talk of honking dongs, and it really is a problem for me. Let me explain why. It's very important that I get to the end of this because it seems like I'm serious, but I'm joking in a minute. But here is I've been honestly working for a long time on a remake of the movie The Deer Hunter starring Christopher Walken called The Dong Honker, and now it's all ruined. Do you understand? The Dong Honker gonna happen. So sincerely, though, obviously, all you need to do out there, ladies, men, non-binary people, whoever, if you want to honk a dong, all you have to do is say, "May I honk your dong?" And then you want to play Donkey Kong, listen to the honky tonk, and then you're a rapper. You're all set. So forward. It is such a pleasure to be not get out of the house, but to have a reason, like Amy said, to put on my bra and makeup, because it is very difficult to hoist these puppies. You understand? These are. They were here the whole time. You can look at the video feed. It's all magic. What I love about this, honestly, is that, I mean, live comedy, sometimes you have hecklers, sometimes you have people yelling out, and it's not happening all the time, but every once in a while, you get people like, what do you do if you have a heckler? I'm like, well, I just tell the admin to mute them in the chat box, and that's all you have to do. Like, wish that live comedy worked like that. Imagine a future like the Black Mirror future where we just, like, somebody's talking and you're like, that one, and then they're done. They're gone. Like, their mouths are moving. They're still in the room, but they don't make any sound. They have their mouths going, but they hear in their own head, they're like, oh, I'm killing it, but they're silent to everybody. What a wonderful treat. I wish that actual honking horns worked like that as well. Like if somebody could just like beep, but it only feeds back into their own brain. So you get the just the endorphins or the dopamine, and everyone else just lives their life they're in silence. So anyway, let's get started with my comedy. Is Saturday and people are drinking. People say, I feel like, the thing, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. They say that when they're drinking, but they're wrong because what if it's 5:03? Then it's not 5 o'clock anywhere. You understand that? You're just like, I'm an alcoholic here is what they're saying. And I like mushrooms. I'm a big psychedelic fan. So when I do mushrooms, I'm like, it's every time, everywhere. And now they somewhere, whatever it is. So I'd like to get started with my comedy now, but sincerely, I'll offer you this. I know I don't want to get, too hung up on the quarantine. We all understand what's going on in that we don't understand at all what's going on. But I do want to offer these quarantine tips, these quarantine time tips. And I would normally squish that together and say quarantine tips. But the thing that I have is time. I don't have money, but I do have time. So I can just stretch it out. Quarantine time, team tips. So here are the tips that I can offer you. My tip number 1 is if you're worried about running out of toilet paper, I understand. And sincerely, what I can offer is just try to not poop. That's all you have to do for several weeks. All you have to do is just keep it in. Don't don't poop. And if you're worried about running out of food, just try to not eat. That's all you have to do. And I do want to jump in and say that is a joke. You must eat. It's important to keep your nutrition up, your health, your body. If you didn't eat, then that would help with the not pooping, but you must eat. But I do want to say it is serious. I do seriously mean to not poop. Eat and don't poop. That is the secret to the quarantine. And the reason that I'm telling this joke, and I've told it every night during the quarantine, is because my girlfriend, who I live with, loves it. And I have had like comedians work for live audiences. We're like, oh, that worked. So it's worked every night, every single night. I've been killing with my girlfriend. The only material that I've been able to do and really hone and perfect is material on the subject of I love my girlfriend and don't poop. Those are the only topics jokes on. Okay, so bra and makeup, dong honker, really nailed it. All right, here's in conclusion. I think we're about time. Oh, well, real quick, Ben Glebe, 2 quick things for Ben. Number one, the thing that's bad about a fuckboy is that they don't want if somebody only wants to fuck and you don't want that, then they're like, hey, you're a fuckboy. And like, yeah, I am. I'm more of a fuck man myself. And then they're like, goodbye, because they want like a dinner boy. You understand? They want a dine boy. That's what they want. A dine man, a man who can wait till the next day to fuck boy. And do like the idea that a fuck boy was named after somebody showing up to an ice cream shop after it closed and like, fuck boy, where we gotta get ice cream now? You know, like basically somebody censoring themselves too late when they're walking with a kid. They're like, fuck a boy, oh boy, that's a man, oh man. And I don't know if you guys know, but man, oh man is just boy, oh boy, grown up. So the other quick thing for Ben, I think that you still have a chance with his presidency. Depending on how this pandemic works out, you might end up being the designated survivor of the candidates. So I'm still in Ben Glebe 2020 zone mode completely. And Bowers, I don't want to leave you out of this. Everyone did make jokes about your body and how it's being used by restaurants, but I think people are leaving a little food on the table here where we're using you for your body right now as a punchline. Your body is a literal punching bag. Like if people were with you right now, they would be, I assume it hurts more than actual punches would get through to your body. Anyway, so one final joke. I'll leave you. I will not leave you. I will be here. You will leave me with this. Sometimes in the before times, they'd be like, this comedian's really going places. And I feel like I'm really staying places. I'm staying place. This comedian, it's all about the tone. So for my final bit here, I would like to offer, there's a Mitch Hedberg joke that I love that ordinarily on stage in real life, I wouldn't tell a Mitch Hedberg joke. And I'm not doing it so that I can tell a Mitch Hedberg joke. I'm not trying to take credit for this Mitch Hedberg joke. And you might even, it's a classic Mitch Hedberg joke. For this moment, don't tip me for this Mitch Hedberg joke. Do tip Mitch Hedberg if you can, or Amy on his behalf. But there's a joke where he says, I don't have a girlfriend, but I do know a girl who would get real mad if she heard me say that. So that is Mitch Hedberg's joke. And I want to offer this experience that I had the other day. I read books about Buddhism. I meditate. I do some things like that. And I went on my friend Joe List's podcast, who also engages with Buddhism. And he said to me, Mike, you're a Buddhist, right? And I said, I'm not a Buddhist, but I do know a Buddha who would probably be pretty okay either way if he heard me say that. So that's to leave you with. Thank you guys so much. My name is Mike Kaplan. It's a real pleasure to be here.
Kaplan, everybody. Wow. The tip jar is open. Holy shit, what a set. Mike, one of my favorite writers in the business. Your stuff is just so fucking quick. It's fantastic. And for my fans, if any of my fans remember the joke that I used to do about how pot leads to the couch in your mother's basement, but on ecstasy you'll fuck the couch, and etc. All the different things that you would do to the couch on those drugs. Mike helped me write that joke many years ago, and that was like my signature joke forever. And I credit that to Mike.
When I met Steve, back when he had hair, I was like, get rid of it. And also, here's the only joke that you need. This is all you need. Aerodynamically streamline both your head and your set.
I appreciate that. At the time, I had red hair and he had brown hair. So things have changed.
It's so.
Mike
It was
is
a
one of my
hilarious
favorite
set.
comics. Hold
Loved
on a
it.
second. Let me remind people to tip him first. You can
Boys,
tip Mike.
you're both pretty.
Yeah. Tip Mike. The tip jar is open. Venmo at the top right of the screen. PayPal at laughfromhome.com, or send us a super chat. Either way, that will go to Mike unless you specify that it goes to Amy. So had to get that out. That's the business of the show. Sorry, guys. What's up?
No, I just wanted to say that was such a hilarious set. Very, very funny. And
Thank you,
happy to report the endorsements are still coming in. Thank you for that.
Also, by the way, oh, sorry, go ahead, Bowers.
I would say I've got two things. One, Ben, how dumb do you feel right now about talking about how out of control your eyebrows are now that Mike Kaplan did a set? Holy shit, those eyebrows are out of goddamn control. Like, your eyebrows are fucking pussies compared to those eyebrows. Jesus Christ, those eyebrows are fighting people like that. His mustache is not anyway. But secondly, and this is Mike Kaplan. We had him in Louisville one time. We owned the club in Louisville. And these fucking three rednecks came out of the fucking showroom, and the MC kid was sitting at the bar, and they go, "Man, that dude's too smart for me, man. I don't fucking get. I liked you better, man. I can understand your jokes." It was fucking hilarious.
I really appreciate that. And I will say, since then, I have slowed down my speech just enough so that now people come up to me after shows and they say, "I did not understand half of what you said, but I loved it." So that's all you need now.
Also, I love that you referenced one of my favorite movies, Christopher Walken in the Dong Honker.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite scene in that, I think, was when they were by the creek and Walken goes up to the guy and he goes, "Listen, young man, I'm going to grab your dong. It's going to happen fast. It happens very fast. Be careful. Dong, it happened. We're done now."
Now, that's really great. I don't know why people are laughing, because that is a perfect Christopher Walken impression doing the exact script from that movie. So I don't know what everyone's problem is. But and if I may, I also
funny scene.
On the subject of my eyebrows, I mean, I only had about a 5-minute set here, and my eyebrows take up more than an hour of comedy. So I will give you just one line. Like, I have them because my girlfriend loves them. She is, again, the only audience that I care about. And she's like, "Don't get rid of them." People at barbershops are like, "You need to cut those. We will cut them for you." Because you know what they say about a guy with big eyebrows is, "Get away from me." That's normally what they say. But here, and I'm like, I already am embracing you with my eyebrows. So I appreciate it, and I'll let her know.
Also, by the way, the Hedberg joke, that is my absolute favorite my absolute favorite Hedberg joke. And it is something that, like, when I have to do a sound check, I never want to do my own material. So I always just do my favorite Hedberg jokes. And that's always what I go with. Also, by the way, the 5 o'clock somewhere joke, absolutely true. I was in Reno, Nevada, and there was a super drunk person stumbling out of one of the casinos. And she goes, "It's 5 o'clock somewhere." And I was like, "It is 5:15 here."
Also,
is
this is the second show in a row when Bowers has so quickly been doing the comics intro. He stumbled. Yesterday, it was almost saying comedian was famous who wasn't famous. Today, I don't know if you heard it, but he literally goes, You about seeing this guy? I'm trying to see this guy on corn dogs. It sounded like you almost said corn dogs." And then
I've done all the late night shows. I've done Conan, Corden, Corn Dog, Cornhole, Dong Honker, all of them, you know. So if you want, and if you haven't tipped, I'm fine with that, because I also do have, like, I like that in the intro, it's like, you might have seen this guy on this thing. Almost never. I would love for an audience to be like, "We have," like, "You might have seen on this show you never heard of, this guy who's off the air, this thing from 3 years ago." Yeah. But I am sincerely most excited about my my new album that's coming out called AKA, full of Dong Honker jokes. And like, that's all I want to bring to I'm like, we printed them up, but I'm re-recording it now, and we're going to dub over the stream with this set exactly. So
they probably should bring us on stage a little bit more honestly and say, "You didn't see him on Conan or The Tonight Show, but we're saying this so these words and credits take the bullet a little bit away from the insecurity of that first moment on stage." Mike Kaplan, everybody.
Oh yeah, you've seen this guy. Okay, you haven't. You'll be surprised after all the TV shows that I say that are true things that he's done. All these accomplishments that went right by you while you were living your life doing more important things to you, probably. But really,
almost as bad as
All right,
when
we gotta catch up, guys.
MC,
We have so much coming
Let's
in.
catch up. Forget it. I don't need to talk.
I'm sure it was great, but save it for your acceptance speech when all the other candidates die. All right, Rachel, what do we got coming in?
We've got a lot of tips and even more generals. So we had a comment to start us out for Mike. North of Narshal said, "How does he still have cocaine this late in quarantine?"
can I tell you real quick? If I may, I don't drink caffeine. But one day, my girlfriend had this yerba mate that she's like, I don't like this brand of it. So I drank a yerba mate, which has a thing that's like a little chiller than caffeine. And I literally did not go to sleep. I stayed up 27. It was like 5 a.m. and I was like, I guess it's tomorrow now. So this is regular.
Decaf Mike Kaplan.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think not being able to sleep on account of a yerba mate your girlfriend gave you makes you a fuckboy.
I accept.
All right, we've got a lot of tips coming in. So Ellen Shaw Venmoed $10 for Mike and said, "Mike, that set was highly satisfying, even though my anxiety was through the roof."
The relief comes when I stop.
That's what
I'm like a
call
prostitute,
sex.
you know?
I'm like that was sex too. There we go.
Jeremy H tipped $5 for Mike. "Wish I could give more, but I am financially COVID effed. Bowers, we aren't all like that from Louisville, but they are everywhere."
Can you put the camera on Bowers for a second? Can you put the camera on Bowers for a second? Like, I just like how Chris is dressed like those cans of Coors Light right behind him.
It was actually made out of 80% recycled beer cans.
So also, Chris, if we can go back to Chris, just tilt your head a little bit to your left if you can. A little more. He looks exactly now like the dog that's just over there to his right.
Oh yeah.
Is great.
All right, what else we got? We got to catch up.
We've got Heather Scott tipped $15. She's late to the game, but Mike, you've made the most positive case possible for a Black Mirror future. When does the comedy start? Haha.
Wow.
Resort Dog tipped $5. Mike too. "Mushrooms are the best in a room. Laughter guaranteed. Tick, 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 boom."
Thank you.
Dave Adler tipped Venmoed $5.18. Mike, that was not the rabbit I was thinking of when you were rapping about dongs. We have
thank you.
Oh yeah, that was a compliment. That was like an Eminem compliment.
Oh, I understand now.
Yeah.
Also, I want to come clean. This is a dog that I held up, but this one is this the rabbit you were thinking about? Still no? Okay, great.
We've got Jessica in our live audience tipped $25. We've got Rebecca Venmoed $15 for Mike. You cracked me up, and I'm happy to be a part of this. Question: what kind of flavor of fuckboy are you guys? I'm thinking of mint chip or vanilla or chocolate.
For me, probably something with carrot cake.
I'm a rocky road, I think. Smooths out eventually, but you know.
I'm a double vanilla. Is that a thing?
Yeah. What else we got?
We've got Jeremy Day tipped $5 for Mike. Brilliant, quick, and so freaking funny. Razor tipped $5. I think Mike just trained our brains to now understand the 90s hit Informer.
by the performing artist Snow, of course.
I would just like to say,
That's funny.
Daddy Me Snow You, I'm gonna blame a leaky boom boom down. Detective Mancy shot someone down the lane. A leaky boom boom down. Those are the actual words. A leaky boom boom down. They aren't words, but those are the words.
That's what it sounds like when Bowers introduces one of the comedians on the show. This guy coming on stage, look at him on down.
You've seen him on the David Leaky Boom Boom Let Her Dave Down Man show. Yeah.
Morgan Exley in our live chat just said, "Can I ask where Chris's bladder is? That many Coors Lights."
I can drink about 8 before I have to pee. That's how it works. So
Damn.
I've trained myself over years to drink 8 Coors Lights before I have to pee.
They get absorbed by the jacket, partially. So,
well, and the fat around or inside the jacket. I mean, it's
all right, what else we got?
Bowers, I feel you on one thing there. I'm a light American beer guy myself. Bud Light is my favorite beer. I don't like thicker, heavier beers.
No, I'm a beer snob the other direction. I only drink domestic light beers, but it's because I can have 15 of them. Like if I have 2 Guinnesses, I'm out. I'm done. I'm going to go to bed. But I got 15
I thought you
Coors
meant
Lights.
that's how many you could afford.
Well, that's true too. Yeah, it's all budget. It's budgetary plus,
So speaking of affording stuff, instead of doing commercials for your favorite beer, let's go back to the super chats.
That's what I was about to do, Rachel. What do we got back next? I'm with you.
We've got a lot. We've got Michael, Venmo $10. Mike, thanks for the laugh. Super funny. Brett Steinbook tipped $5 for Mike killing it. Ben Keys, Venmo $10 for Mike. Thank you for your set and your brilliant mind. Cheers to everyone. Urba tipped $25 and said for Mike. We had Sarah Kunkler tipped $20 for Mike to buy a ham and cheese croissant. We had Tyler Stevens tip Mike $3. He also tipped Amy $3. We had a couple other tips for Amy come in. Ellen Shaw had tipped Amy $5. She said 1 for each of Frank's teeth plus 1 for, honk. David Adler tipped Amy $5. Great set, Amy. I forgot to turn off safe mode, but she also had a nice set.
That's funny. That's a great joke.
That's funny.
And then we had some generals. So Riverman, question for Steve, $2. What was the most important thing that you learned during your internship under Daniel in Europe?
My internship under Daniel Muggleton in Europe. Learning that all those services that say like they can help you get train tickets are bullshit, and like just get them from the fucking country's train service directly. That's not a funny thing, but it's important if you ever go to Europe.
It's a beautiful story, though.
Yeah. Do you guys remember Europe? That was a place, right? It's closed now.
They sung the final countdown, right? That was a great song. I remember Europe in the 80s. Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What else we got?
Okay, we have Jessica $2 and said, I want a mug, Ben. And then we've got Zara tips. Oh, go for it, Ben.
I was going to say, I don't know if we have any mugs to ship out. That's my one personal one, but I can probably get you some stickers. We do have this. We Out Here. Apparently our campaign is still alive. And of course, the most important one, Stop the Orange Monster.
Oh, I think she was saying not I want a mug, but I want a mug, Ben. That's what she was saying. That
there was a comma we weren't saying.
Yeah, but oddly enough, she wanted to take the mug when she did that. So
yeah,
it's just very circular.
Give me all your mugs.
Yeah.
Then she gets arrested. There's a mug shot. Good night, everybody.
All of those are where the term mug came from, or mugs.
Really?
I mean, you got to believe in a campaign that only has one mug.
Oh man.
Ian, you were a sniper, my friend. You were like on the top of the building, and you don't put any bullets in your gun, but when you shoot one,
I'm listening, man. I'm listening.
That's good shit. That's hilarious.
Paying attention.
Goddamn,
Guys, may I say a quick, not quick at all thing that I don't think it'll be worth it, but I've already started. Ian, you're so quick. and Chris, you are like your bat, Louisville sluggish. Okay, I got to go now. Your tips are all ready. You can't take them back.
That's hilarious. Louisville sluggish is hilarious.
I think we just found another nickname for Bowers.
Oh, or those people at the club. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they called me in high school, and I was from Indiana. It was so weird.
What else we got?
We've got about 7 more to get through. So we've got Rebecca Venmoed $30. She's like, I have nothing else funny to say other than thanks to Steve for performing. Oh, that was, the Venmo. So she did $30. Ellen Shaw, $5. That was a dumb moment. Hannah Gallagher, $2. I see Bowers has graduated from hotel curtain jacket to nightclub curtain jacket. We have,
living it up at the hotel curtain jacket. Sorry, please go on.
We have Lisette Colors, $10. I asked my great aunt who she liked to send some meal money to, and she picked Emily. I think she thinks Emily in our live audience is one of the comics.
Emily, great job. You did a great.
Emily made some money just watching. That's great.
Yeah.
And then we have Zara tipped $100 and said, this is for the room in honor of that failed presidential campaign mug burn. Felt that here from Australia, and we know a lot about back burning.
Australia also knows a lot about leaders that they didn't elect.
Damn right.
All right, that's a specific thing for our Australian audience that none of you
There
on
you
the
go,
panel
yeah.
get. Scott Morrison sucks. Okay.
Is that Zara in our live video audience, or is that
That
from the
is.
home
Yes.
audience?
That is.
Wow,
Yeah.
thank you so very much. And if I can just quickly respond to what Ian was saying about believing in a campaign that just has one mug, I'd just like to make clear other shit. Okay.
Now are those your only copies of those things too, Ben?
That's
Do you have one
hilarious.
sweatshirt, one T-shirt, and one hat, or did you make multiple of those?
I'd like to first off say, yes, they are the only ones. And secondly, payoff was not worth tearing through my wardrobe for the last 7 minutes.
And getting the stuff that you wear the second you're off camera, then yeah. All right, what else we got?
Last couple. Jordan tipped $10 and just was wishing us all well. Brett Steinbook, $5, and said if I had asked my friends to DM me a week later, I'd be playing D&D with them. And then Chris Jacobs, $2, and just a bunch of laughing emojis. And we got quite a few games to get through now.
All right, let's do the game then.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so can I tell a story about the dumbest thing I've done ever? It's a very quick story.
Absolutely.
All right, so I was a waiter out of college, and we had these big nachos, and I had worked a double, so I hadn't eaten before. I was starving, so I just grabbed one chip. Like no one's gonna notice one chip as I grab it out of the window, just one chip. And I get back to my table and I set it down, and they look at me like I'm the worst person to ever live. And I realize there's a piece of cheese stuck to my lip, still attached to the fucking nachos. I'm like, oh, I'll be back with more nachos and all your food's free. And I went to my dad, I'm like, yeah, we got to pay for all table 27's food. He's like, why? I'm like, he's like, I know, my bad. So
I'm going to tell my story real quick about the dumbest thing I ever did. So Ben Glebe called me and was like, hey, do you want to do a live stream?
Now, hold on. And what?
I'd like to share quickly my dumbest thing I ever did. I ran for president of the United States.
Buy enough mugs. Yeah.
And the second dumbest thing he ever did was call me and say, hey, want to start a live stream?
Yes.
So.
And I'll be honest, I ordered just one mug and I really miscalculated. Like I way overestimated the mug demand.
It's great.
You couldn't even get rid of the one mug. That's why you still have it. You couldn't sell the one fucking mug. That's terrible.
You should be in charge of the corona tests.
Hey guys, but just as an example of what you can do as a president who's not a moron, I would on week 1 have said, let's get national testing going so we can actually find out who has this disease. It doesn't take a genius. It takes not an asshole. There's a slogan I probably should have used.
Yeah, that's a solid slogan.
I'd buy a
Also, by
mug
the
with
way,
that on
it
it.
would have worked because if anybody wanted to buy any of the Ben Glebe mugs, we would have immediately known they were feverish. So that's a great test. I'm kidding. They're very nice, and I want one. Anyway, what else? What else do we have?
All right.
Let's do the game. We're doing the game.
Yeah, let's do the game. So I've got two non-entries, and then we can go through the paid ones.
Yeah.
So we've got Scam Baiter. My dumbest moment is inviting my friend, a known heckler, to watch a Steve Hofstetter show with me one night.
Oh shit, that
Nice.
might have been the Boston guy. I think I might know who that is.
And then the next one, Jeremy H. When I was 17, I found a random wire under the hood of my car that seemed to have broken off from something. I touched it to my battery terminal and fried the entire car. It fried the entire electric system.
Oh shit.
All right.
Okay, now the paid entries. All right, guys. Yeah, let's get into them. So Rebecca H. Her entry is, I broke my foot putting on Hello Kitty pajama pants. I had tendonitis and I was not wearing an ACE bandage, and the pressure on my foot equals a broken, I don't know this word.
Oh, let's hear it. Give it your best shot.
Do it.
Metatarsal?
You did
Is
it!
that a word?
You did it.
It'd be so weird if it was actually her jar of Metamucil.
Next one, Crystal Noon. I jumped in a car at a strip club to buy drugs in a foreign state. I survived, but B might be dead.
What?
Be his stripper. He killed a stripper with drugs from a car. Okay, that's cool.
She, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, Bowers
Sure.
is like, what was the dumb part?
Sometimes they die, man. Fuck, I don't know. That just happens.
Now we know why your dad hates this show. So
But
it's
this is
a
the first
reference to one of
to
Bowers'
stripper.
jokes.
This is the first reference to stripper. So this is the first time he's liked it at all. So there you
Yeah. All right, what else we got?
Jordan, his entry. I came on the show and I donated to Comedy Juice, forgetting that my girlfriend had changed my name to Jordana. Steve just said Jordana a lot.
That's
Dana.
funny.
Savannah Martin's entry. I was adopted at 3 and never had used stairs before, so my parents had to teach me how to bend my legs one at a time
Wow.
and lift myself.
Oh no.
Oh, she took stairs like Forrest Gump before.
Oh.
Just the wide.
Mama said they would take me anywhere, as long as anywhere's upstairs.
It's like in a video game when there's a character that's like walking into a wall, but it's just into the stairs. Just the foot keeps hitting the bottom stair.
Exactly.
What if they just taught her to go up the stairs, but not teach her how to go down the stairs?
Oh God.
Oh, I had a dog like that once.
Yeah. I'm never teaching my daughter how to go down. That's for sure.
Well, I think that's something we can all get behind because that would be real creepy.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that all the way through. That does seem like a terrible lesson.
this
And we
ain't
have
your
a new
daddy's.
entry. We have a new entry for the dumbest thing anyone's ever done.
Yeah. Teaching your daughter to go down.
All right, what else we got?
You gotta move the hair out. Okay, listen, I don't want to do that. All right, what else we
I
got?
love that everybody in the chat is congratulating me on saying a word correctly. So that feels great.
Yeah.
Crystal's entry. I sprained my ankle and went down the stairs on crutches. And after the second step, I fell down the stairs again. What a hot mess.
Oh shit.
Person.
Deanie McQueen. I was running with my dog and slow motion fell boobs first onto my hand and broke a finger. It doesn't work now because I broke it with my boobs.
Oh holy shit.
Hannah Gallagher. One of my dumbest moments. In college, I was running late to class and it was pouring buckets outside. I hunched over, running, trying to get there as quickly as possible. I ran into a light pole. I bounced off of it and landed on my butt in the middle of a giant puddle. Amin Salah. It was RN school day 1. I was supposed to assess this first patient. She wouldn't follow directions, and every time I touched her, she screamed. I thought she was racist. I left the room crying. It turns out she was just blind and deaf.
Oh shit!
The opposite of racist, literally colorblind.
Yeah, I mean, that is. What do you mean we all look alike? Well, I mean, I'm literally blind.
We all feel alike. Okay.
Hannah Lester. I tripped and fell at the assembly first day of middle school. Over 2,000 students saw. After the host regained her control from the laughing crowd, asked my name. Hannah, it's Hebrew for graceful. It really made a name for myself.
Oh.
Nice.
I like that most of these stories have to do with falling.
Right.
Ron
What else?
Gould. I had my truck up on a ramp to replace the U-joint. I used 2 screwdrivers to force it free. It started rolling off the ramps because the U-joint is what keeps it stationary in park. I grabbed the rear axle and it dragged me through broken beer bottles and gravel in the driveway into the road.
Oh, damn.
So the dumb part was he tried to hold a car with his hands. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Ron, like your
Sounds
car
like
was
it.
rolling and you're like, I got this shit. Ah! And then he fell in the glass bottles. Okay, that's fine.
And then looks like 2 more. Ellen Shaw. This might be the last one. Our cat got sick shortly after being spayed. At the emergency animal hospital, the vet examined her and asked, where did they spay her? I thought it was a weird question, but I just pointed to her scar, and then I died of embarrassment. He meant which vet.
Oh my gosh.
In her pussy, stupid. Oh god, that's funny. That it?
Those are all the ones that I've seen, unless last minute have come in, but I don't
All
see
right,
anything
cool.
else.
Let's decide. What do we got? So, Mike, you want to
Yes.
vote on one? What's your
yeah,
favorite?
it's down to 2 for me. One is breaking a finger with your boobs, but I do think that most of the falls aren't dumb so much as unfortunate. Like, I feel sympathy for you, but we all trip, we all fall. So I think the person who fell and that is the dumbest is the person who knew the word metatarsal yet didn't know not to fall and hurt themselves. So I vote metatarsal.
All right. What else? What else? Ian.
I'd go with the guy that got dragged because there were so many. That's the only one I remember.
The truck.
Yeah, the truck. But there was a lot of
Yeah.
good ones. The audience, that's like people who are just writing in period. They're hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They're doing great.
Yeah, they're killing
Yeah.
it.
We did a show the other day, a fundraiser show where our audience wasn't part of the show, and I will say I miss you guys. Like, you are the 4th leg of the quarantine. I mean, Rachel's the 4th. Like, you're the 5th leg, I guess. But I'm saying, like, this does do way better with our audience because they are super funny. And I do like them. I will say I love the girl ducking down and then running headfirst into a pole during the rain, just because I could imagine driving down the road and seeing that happen, and I would laugh so hard if I saw a person just bent down, run full speed into a pole, trying to use the fucking trying to get rid of the rain. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with hit the pole with their head.
Also, by the way, I want to make the point that, like any animal with 5 legs, it works out super well. Ben, what's your vote?
This is a tough one. You know, in college, one time I was late for a shoot that started at midnight, and I needed to wear ties. I had 12 ties on the passenger seat of my car. They fell onto the floor mats, and I tried to reach for them on a curved road and drove right into a pole myself.
Oh shit!
And fucked up my car, and then had to drive a fucked up car that could only go right, a very roundabout way to this shoot. So I choose heading into that pole for sure.
All right.
You know, Ben and I never agree on anything except the fucking winner of the contest. Every day we're kind of on the same page. I appreciate that about you, Ben.
I
We always
don't
vote for the same person.
I don't even agree with that.
There are a couple that I really liked. I think my favorite though. So, I mean, this one hadn't gotten a vote yet, so it's not going to matter in the contest. But my favorite one was the guy that was upset that the patient was racist, and it turns out He just doesn't know what a blind and deaf person is.
Oh,
Yeah.
That
was a good one.
If it helps to change my vote to that, or if it doesn't help, I don't know if it's a very regimented system here and voting is over, but I also did like that one a lot.
I think we do already have a winner. That one was great too. But the winner is running into a poll. So the only time that running into a poll will benefit you, I think. But the way it works is
unless we're talking about voting. If you're talking about voting, then yes, go to the polls and vote for sure. That'll running into that poll will help you. Fucking do not.
You know what's a great thing? I actually thought about that joke. I had it in my head, and I was like, "Nah, it's not going to work. I'm going to move on."
I also did.
And then you did it, and then you did it, and then you were like, "I'm gonna."
I wasn't making a joke, Steve. We have a platform. I'm going to take advantage of that platform. I don't be funny all the time.
Absolutely.
I'm not funny most of the time, but I feel like I'm saying something every time I talk. That's all I really care.
I think it's weird that I'm the one who ran for president, and I didn't think of telling people to go to the polls. Maybe I'm a little bitter.
That helped. That said, we gotta wrap up, guys. So the winner is the one who ran into the poll. Go to laughfromhome.com and claim your prize by emailing us at the bottom. Your prize, of course, all the albums from our hosts and a ticket to join us live in our front row. With that, Rachel, do we have any to catch up on?
We do. And it looks like I was on the Facebook. We have a social distance social club on Facebook, and I wasn't on your Facebook live stream. So apologies if I missed anybody on Steve's live stream. But we do have a couple other live chats that had come in. Jessica Kibble gave $50 to the show and said, "I believe in you, Ben. Best outfit yet."
Thank you very much,
Nice.
Jessica.
Heather Scott, $10. Rachel, see, you can pronounce what matters. Who cares about anything else? Harry Potter isn't important. And then tip another $5 and put a bunch of stuff together that I don't think is a real word, so I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
No, say it.
It's like pneumonia microscopic silicon volcanoconosis.
It's the longest word.
Oh, it's that
pneumono ultra microscopic silico volcanoconiosis.
Oh,
of course you know that.
Mike.
Do I win?
Damn, Mike.
That's it.
All right. Excellent.
Mike, how many spelling bees did you win when you were a kid?
You know, I don't have a joke for that, but all of them.
I do. His name is spelled MYQ, so none.
I was out every time. Yeah.
Like, spell your name right. No, you're out.
All right, guys, we got a Nowhere Comedy Club show. We got to wrap up. We love y'all, but we got to wrap up. So real quick, Ian, where can they find out more about you?
Just go to Instagram at Ian Edwards Comic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
One of the best writers in the business. Absolutely hilarious.
Thanks.
I've seen the best comics you see have an offset. I have never seen Ian have an offset.
I have them
every single time.
Huh.
I've had them.
So you see the best comics do an offset, but you don't see Ian have an offset. So
they're all off. So they're never on. You know what I'm saying?
We just got a last minute. We just got a last minute Venmo from Catherine McManus. $20 says thanks. So thank you so much, Catherine. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Excellent. And with that, Bowers, what you got?
Well, Mike Kaplan, plug yourself, Mike. Where do we find this album that comes out May 8th? Where do we find that? Is it on pre-sale? I think it's on pre-sale right now, right?
It is available for pre-order right now. First, Bowers, that was not funny at all. I can't believe that what you just did wasn't a funny joke. Thank you so much for your being informative. Yeah, on social media, I am Mike Kaplan, MYQ Kaplan, all across the board. My new album, AKA, is available at my website. It's at my record label's website, Blonde Medicine, and it's just Mike Kaplan. AKA is the name of the album, and it's if you go to Apple Music or iTunes, you get the first track if you pre-order it right now, another track next week, and then it comes out on May 8th. But order it now. Make me feel good.
Awesome.
And thank you.
Bowers.
At Bowers Comedy, BowersAlbum.com for my album, which just came out a couple weeks ago. But yeah, buy Mike's. So it's going to be fun. Let's do this.
Ben.
Love it. Really fun show. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. Our 24-hour game for Twitter starting right now is worst meal you've eaten in quarantine or otherwise. So just hashtag it, hashtag worst meal, and hashtag SDSC game. Reminder, tomorrow night, tomorrow on SDSC, our guest is Courtney Hansen, the very famous car girl, Courtney Hansen. Check that out. And you can get tickets to my Nowhere Comedy Club on May 2nd at nowherecomedyclub.com. I'm doing one show only. And I have to leave you this one thought. Steve, like to make fun of the mugs I was using of my failed projects, but I do have other projects that I've been a part of that are, quite successful. Stuff like this, you know what I mean? That I've been on for a couple years. But my favorite mug has to be my mug from Steve Hofstadter's show that's currently in season 10,000. It is my Comedian Destroys Heckler mug. Love that show. Big fan of that show.
First of all, you taping that piece of paper to the Glebe 2020 mug just made that mug better. But also, I would just like to point out something about the Chelsea mug and the Today Show mug. Those aren't the only ones of those. So,
and can I also just point out that Comedian Destroys Heckler is now doing better in the polls than I was doing during my campaign.
All right. And with that, if you do want to be a part of a live show, myself and Daniel Muggleton right after this are doing a show called Ask Us Anything that Ben Glebe is doing a guest spot on. So he's going to do some stand-up on it, and then we're doing a live show. And then we're having a showcase show tonight also, where it's an amazing lineup. Mikey Winfield, Andrew Rivers, Kristen Key, Mary Santora. It's a fantastic lineup, and Ben's on it as well, and so am I. And join us.
It's a fantastic lineup.
Ben's on it as well. Steve, also pitch 420. Pitch 420 too at the end.
Yes, I'm doing that. And if you guys want to see me use this live, I think you just drink out of it, right? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
I've never been high. I've never tried pot. And on April 20th, I don't know why that date is significant, at 4:20 Eastern. It's a coincidence. In the year 2020 of the fourth month. Anyway, the point is, we're doing a telethon to raise money for the Friendly Shoulder. Comics like Amy Miller, who you guys love today, win those grants, and it helps them with rent and all that stuff. So please come out and support. And if we raise enough money, I will get high on camera. Doug Benson is our special guest. We have some others we haven't announced yet. It's going to be super fun. So do that. And you can grab a ticket to the front row. They cost $14.20. What a weird coincidence. I don't know why we keep doing it. I'm coughing already. This is not going to go well. You guys are wonderful. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.